Welcome back to Movies Explained. Today's film is a horror mystery from 2024 titled Caddo Lake. The movie opens with Paris and his mom drowning in the water in a car accident. Paris survives, but his mother dies. A few years later, Paris works as a lake cleaner with his boss, Zed, in the Caddo Lake. Paris's dad, Ben, picks him up from work, and they drive to a funeral service. On their way, they see the dam getting modified, but Ben's opinion is against it. Paris decides not to join the funeral because his ex-girlfriend Celeste will also be there. His dad tries to reason, but Paris refuses because he still hasn't moved on from his mom's accident. Now, we meet Ellie, a teenager, and her stepsister, Anna, at a grocery store. They head back home afterwards, which is near Caddo Lake. They drive on their motorboat to head home. Anna is concerned about Ellie because she has been having troubles with her mom. Anna mentions her friend saw wolves near Caddo Lake, but her teacher said it's not true since the wolves left the area decades ago.
Sapphire told our whole class that she saw wolves yesterday, but Miss Henderson told us that's not possible because they don't live here anymore.
The girls arrive at their home, where Ellie sees kids looming around a dead gator. Ellie drags the gator and throws it in the lake. On the other hand, we see Paris meeting Dr. Mitchell, who's avoiding him. Paris wants to know about his mom's seizures that happened before her death. Dr. Mitchell insists that it was a coincidence because his mom was a myoclonic patient. Paris mentions she didn't have a seizure in 6 years, so the doctor tells him to make an appointment and he'll talk with him.
I'll meet with you and your father again, but on business hours. You call my office and make an appointment, but not like this.
Paris returns to his RV where he lives and sees Celeste. She had been waiting for him since he didn't show up at the gathering. They both catch up and walk towards an abandoned lake house. Celeste walks into the skeleton house and starts pretending to cook with Paris.
And the can opener should be right there in the cupboard. Paris, grab me the can opener.
On the other hand, we see Ellie taking out Anna's front tooth. Ellie's mom and her stepfather Daniel are hosting a family gathering, but Ellie doesn't like these gatherings because she doesn't consider Daniel her family. After lunch, Ellie wants her mom to sign some of her school documents, but her mom insists on getting Daniel's signature. Afterwards, Ellie locks her mom's room and searches for her dad's death certificate. Ellie's mom opens the door and berates her for pushing her, but the rebellious Ellie decides to leave and stay at her friend's. Anna wants to come with Ellie, but Ellie's mom stops her. Ellie takes the motorboat, but Daniel approaches her to warn about the low water level. Ellie drives away. Meanwhile, Celeste drives off, and Paris sees his dog Wally running to the lake. On her way, Ellie hears loud noises, and at the same time, so does Paris. Ellie also notices wolves in the lake that magically disappear. Later at night, she tells her friend Claire about the wolves, but she thinks someone must have left them loose. In the morning, Ellie wakes up to a call from her mother, informing her that Anna has gone missing. Ellie drives back to her house and runs into Daniel's brother, who's also searching for Anna. Ellie enters her home, and her mom tells her to call Daniel while she's calling the cops. Daniel arrives and reveals the neighbors haven't seen Anna. He asks Ellie for her motorboat, so she gives him the keys. Daniel returns and reveals Ellie's boat is missing. They both rush outside and wonder if someone stole it. Paris is working in the lake with Zed and somehow enters a portal where he loses his hearing. He steps back and notices his hand trembling like a seizure. He returns to Zed, who mentions their boat engine stopped. Paris notices ropes and junk stuck to it, so he pulls it off, but also sees a necklace. Back at Ellie's place, the cops have arrived, and the family gives Anna's description. The sheriff knows the family history and mentions Anna once disappeared a month ago, and Ellie's mom's history with Child Protective Services. Paris searches his dad's home and finds his mom's necklace. His dad arrives home and asks what he's doing there. Paris mentions he was looking for his mom's medical records, but his dad got rid of them. He's disappointed by Paris because Paris still hasn't moved on. Paris heads out and compares the necklace with the one he found in the lake, and they are identical. Ellie is now looking for Anna with the cops, while Paris takes Celeste to the lake area, where he lost his hearing. They arrive at the spot, but this time, Paris doesn't find the portal. Back at Ellie's, the cops find Anna's boat and realize her life jacket with her name is missing, meaning Anna survived. Paris now tells Celeste that he felt his mom when he entered the portal and feels she's out there.
I felt it. I know my mom was out there.
But Celeste wonders if Paris had a family history of mental illness. Ellie drives back home with her mom, and they both get into an argument, blaming each other for Anna's disappearance. The next day, the sheriff reveals that he's called the dam to release extra water, so they can drive more boats for search because the water level is very low. Paris now shows Celeste the history of her mom's seizures that occurred only when the water levels were low. Celeste still sees this as a conspiracy. She asks Paris if he's going to be with her, but he refuses, claiming he can't provide a better life for her. Ellie now returns home to her mom, who reveals Anna left the house looking for Ellie. Ellie brings up her dead dad, but her mom reveals her dad left her for someone. She mentions that his new girl came after her and attacked her when Ellie was just a little girl. Ellie gets heartbroken and cries alone. Afterward, she leaves for the lake, while Paris also heads to the lake and runs into his dad. His dad wants to check up on Paris, but Paris notices the low water level and his hand starts trembling again. Paris ditches his dad and drives back. Meanwhile, at night, Ellie searches for Anna in a restricted area where the cops are roaming. To avoid them, she steps in the lake and runs into two portals. She finds a man on a boat who rescues her. Ellie reaches back to her home in the morning and realizes she is experiencing events from yesterday. She looks out the window and sees herself running into Daniel's brother and pulling up. Ellie takes the spare keys and heads out from the back and steals her boat, realizing it was her who stole the boat before. Meanwhile, Paris is also in a boat and heading to the same spot where Ellie is heading, and it is revealed that we had been seeing two different timelines all along. Ellie finds Anna's boat and walks into the portals again, hearing Anna's voice. Paris also enters the portals, and night turns into day suddenly. He notices a person. Meanwhile, Ellie reunites with Anna, but realizes this Anna is from a month ago when she went missing, and she still has her front tooth. Paris finds out the body is of the present Anna, who is injured. Paris takes out the stake from Anna's body and stops her bleeding. He takes her with him, while Ellie takes the past Anna to her home, where she had a fight with her mom. Ellie runs out and gets scolded by Daniel. She tries to warn Daniel about Anna's future disappearance, but he doesn't listen. Paris now sees the construction of the dam near their lake. He sees some drivers and asks for their help. He hands them Anna and asks the year. They reveal it's 1952 and start wondering if Paris hurt Anna, so he walks away. He checks the map history of lake droughts and sees one that occurred in 1952. He sees a drought occurred in 2000 as well, when his mom died. Paris realizes he has a chance to save his mom, while noticing dozens of wolves roaming in 1952. Ellie now retraces her steps and finds the portals again. She returns to her timeline and hears her phone ringing. She finds it on her boat, and it's Daniel's call. She tells Daniel to reach her location while she ties a rope to the tree and uses it to walk back into the portal. Meanwhile, Paris notices Ellie's rope and follows it. He reaches Ellie's timeline and takes her boat. Ellie reaches another timeline, where she finds Anna's life jacket. Paris runs into the cops who follow him, but he crashes his boat in an accident. Meanwhile, Ellie finds an abandoned boat and reaches the town in it. She finds out she's in 2005. Meanwhile, Paris is in an ambulance and finds out he's in 2022. Ellie rushes to a store where she shows the workers a picture of Anna and asks if they saw her. Ellie walks out of the store, disappointed, but notices Anna's necklace in a car. Paris is not cuffed in the hospital because he was trespassing in the lake. Ellie steals the necklace and runs into the car owner, who happens to be Celeste, holding Paris's baby. Celeste attacks Ellie for stealing her necklace, but Ellie mentions it's her sister's. Celeste thinks Ellie is Paris's new girl and asks where he is. Ellie sees the flyer of Paris, missing since 2003, and realizes this is the moment her mom mentioned to her because Celeste is Ellie's mom and the baby is her. Ellie runs away while the sheriff questions Paris about Ellie, but he doesn't answer, knowing no one will believe him. It starts raining, meaning Paris's window to return is short. Back in 2005, Ellie enters an internet cafe. There, she searches Anna and finds articles about her death. The sheriff now wants to transfer Paris, but he insists on going to the bathroom. Ellie finds the articles about Anna's death, who happens to be Paris's mom. Ellie calculates her age and the year Anna went missing, while Paris escapes from the hospital and heads to the roof. Ellie finds pictures of Anna's school times and prints a picture. She compares the photo with Anna's picture she has and realizes her sister got stuck in the past. Paris now enters the hospital again and sees the news of Anna's disappearance and realizes Anna is his mom and he helped her. Ellie looks up Anna's profile and finds out Anna got married. She sees a picture of Anna with her husband, Ben, and her son, Paris. Paris finds out his dad is still alive and in the hospital in 2022. He visits him and tells him about his time-traveling adventure where he met his mom. The cops arrive in the room, so Paris escapes in the rain and runs into a car. He asks the passengers to get out, who happen to be Daniel and Celeste. Celeste recognizes Paris as he drives away back in 2005. Ellie leaves with Anna's photo. Paris heads to the dam, where the police chase him. He gets out of the car and jumps into the dam to return home. Meanwhile, Ellie heads back to the lake and uses her rope to head back. The dam opens the gate for more water, which causes Paris to drown. Ellie mistakenly leaves Anna's necklace behind, which is how Paris found it. She enters her own timeline, but due to the dam flooding, the portal closes. Daniel arrives and rescues Ellie. Ellie has a new respect for Daniel and reveals Anna is safe. Ellie heads home where Celeste is watching the news of Paris, drowning in the dam. Ellie reveals that was her dad and Anna is her grandmother. She shows Celeste the picture of Anna in 1950s school. Celeste realizes Ellie was the girl she fought in the past and hugs her. The family has a newfound appreciation for each other, and the movie ends here. I hope you liked the story recap. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.